So Frank, congrats on Long Gone Heroes. I really enjoyed the film. And I talked to director John Swab, and he said that you were the one that got him involved. I know you guys had worked together before, but well, why was he your choice here? Because you made a really excellent one.
Yeah, John Swab and I have done 5 movies together. I've done most of his movies. He was my choice because I just knew that he could balance what needed to be executed with action, as well as make this story strong. And we reworked the script, and the movie went down for a while in Puerto Rico, and we came back to Colombia 4 months later. And John had done an amazing job getting this thing to a place where, we could get it over the goal line. And it was a huge effort on his part to get this movie to become a movie. And that's why I chose John, because I knew, given the difficulty that it was, he could do it.
And yeah, I was shocked when he was telling me about all the like turmoil kind of behind the scenes because I'd never noticed watching the film. And he was telling me that like he was rewriting some scenes and dialogues like the day before shooting.
The
As an
day
actor,
of.
yeah, how was it like doing these things on the fly? Because
Well,
that's a
we
challenge for everybody, but it
yeah,
speaks to you.
that's why you need to be prepared, brother. That's why you need to know your character. That's why you need to understand the circumstances. We were doing it together. Like, we would be at night going, okay, this isn't working. And because that part of the movie doesn't, we're not in that we're not in Puerto Rico anymore. We're in Colombia. We got to fix this. We got to make it all kind of work, right? So we'd be working at night. We'd be changing dialogue at night, giving the other actors dialogue. We'd show up, and it was like real guerrilla filmmaking, because we didn't have a lot of time, and we didn't know if it was going to get shut down again. So we all just came together. Sometimes you catch magic in lightning in a bottle that way, where all of the bullshit goes away because you're so focused on executing. So all the nerves and all the fears and all the worry about, are we doing this right? It goes away. You don't have time to worry about it, and then whatever the result is, it's real. So
It kind of sounds like, having, you've been in so many films and you're so active. It sounds like having kind of like a sort of wild shoot like this was kind of reinvigorating in a way for
Oh,
you.
it's funny you say that, because him and I were just talking. Because he's here meeting with the big agents and stuff. He's about to go to the next level. Um, but we when you're out of it, and the only other time I had an experience like that, actually, there's 2 other times when I made a movie called The Gray with Joe Carnahan, and I made a movie called Warrior with Gavin O'Connor. Both those movies had their own problems, but because of those problems, we were so together and as a unit, and as a group of people. After we talked about it, I was like, I miss that. I miss that camaraderie. I miss that creative, I don't know what you would call creative camaraderie, where you're just so hyper focused on doing it. It's a rare thing. It's a rare thing. Sometimes you have too much time, and in this we didn't. And God bless John Swab, because I think, and people should know the backstory of the movie. I think, based on the obstacles that he had, him and Kevin Hale, who edited the movie, uh, did an amazing job.
Yeah, that's incredible, and the action scenes are really good here. But one aspect I really liked was in the film you're rescuing your niece, and your character just wants to get her out of there.
Yeah.
But her character is more of an idealist, and there's this really interesting like ideological clash where she really wants to do better by those people and leave the place better, and we see your characters really changes because of that. What did you like most about that element? Because I came into this film just expecting like some good action, and then it had like a really meaningful story, and I was very like pleasantly surprised by it.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I mean, I come from a generation where, I have young sons who are one of my, their ideals are a bit different than mine, and they see the world differently than me. And slowly, I've come on to their side, and it's very similar to this, where this young lady who believes in something far more than me. In the beginning, I say, look, I don't care about Venezuelans, I don't care about Russians, I don't even watch CNN. I'm here to do a job to get my niece out and get her home safely. And that was kind of my through line. But little by little, watching her. And even when she gets the video back, she doesn't know what she's going to do, right? She's struggling with right or wrong. And I'm glad you picked up on that because it's not just an action movie. It's about human beings and it's about generational differences too. And it's a big thing what's going on in our world now, especially as we're entering this election. It's you see generational differences in ideologies and why somebody wants one person and somebody might want another person. And I think it's important that we kind of explore that.
Yeah, it's a really interesting aspect of the film, and I gotta say, you're one of the busiest actors I see. I feel like I see you in movies more than I see my family sometimes. And
I
you
should
actually have
stop.
two films coming out on the same day. Hounds of War is also coming out. That's really
I
wild.
think that there are 365 days in a year, and that's a movie that had its own problems, and I wasn't happy with it. I think the director just failed, me anyway. And it was made years ago, and they actually released it on the same day as. I mean, it's been sitting for 2.5, 3 years, and they actually released it on the same day as Long Gone Heroes. So that's my luck.
Wow, at least you have one very good. I haven't seen that, but you have one very good film coming out with Long Gone Heroes for
Thank you,
sure.
brother. Thank you.
And a lot of the actors that I've talked to that do have like a similar amount of busyness as you, they all have the same through line. They all did soap opera work. And I find that so fascinating. What do you think about your time on Guiding Light really helped you moving forward? Because it seems to just instill this work ethic on everybody that like comes from soaps.
Yeah, a lot of people come from soaps, and it's so funny. I posted something from soaps today. Uh, yeah, listen, it's a script a day, and what it taught me was to be diligent with my preparation. It's a script every day, and at one point, myself and my ex-wife Wendy Moniz, we were front and center. We were like the couple on Guiding Light, and we worked every day. We were in a lot of scenes, and we had to show up every day prepared. So you went to work and then went home and worked. And that taught me a lot about not a lot about acting, but a lot about the discipline of acting and what you need to do for people to believe you, which is the basis of being a decent actor, is being believable. So I love, I used to say, oh, it's on a soap opera. So many amazing people from Julianne Moore to Kevin Bacon. The list goes on and on and on. My buddy Garrett Dillahunt, who's a phenomenal actor. Soaps were just the opportunity that, I had at the time and they had at the time. And you know what? Actors need to act. And I'm very grateful for Guiding Light. I'm super grateful to have had that opportunity.
I'm glad you've been able to kind of reclaim that. That's nice to hear that, because there is a stigma, but
Yeah,
so much talent, and you've got the DCU coming out, which is so exciting. What's really cool about that is, animation, live action, video games. You're going to be playing this character throughout all of them. What about that specific like multi-medium aspect really excites you?
it excites me. I can't even tell you how. I have a 16-year-old son who is super, super involved in everything superheroes. And to see his face light up, to understand what it means to him, and what the opportunity that James Gunn and Peter Safran have given me to kind of be a through line throughout the whole DC universe, much like a Sam Jackson in the Marvel universe. And the opportunity he's giving every actor whoever if you're doing it in the animated, you're going to be doing it in the live action. It's one actor that the audience gets to attach to. I think it's brilliant. I think it's phenomenal, and the fact that they called me to come and do this. I'm humbled. I'm grateful, and I hope to be with them for a long, long time.
Yeah, I hope to see you in it for the whole time. And my last question for you, I saw you trained under Hickson Gracie and you're a brown belt in BJJ. Do you still roll? I was just very curious about that.
I don't roll very often anymore, only because I have a pretty bad knee. One of my best friends is Higan Machado, who's also
Oh,
up
okay.
there with Hickson's cousin. I roll sometimes when it's really controlled and I have high level guys to roll with, but mostly every day I box. I do a lot of boxing training, and a lot of strength and conditioning with Justin Fortune, my guy. And I'm fitter probably than I've ever. I think I'm fitter now than I've ever been.
Awesome. Frank, thank you so much for your time today. And it's amazing that you trained under Hickson. That's so cool. So, and congrats on Long Gone Heroes. I really enjoyed the film.
Thanks, brother.